and it always hangs just a little when I do that, and it always makes me really paranoid. My computer's gonna explode, but we're back for more of Godzilla and Friends. Retake the Holy Land. Unfortunately, we are down one friend. I guess I kind of knew it was always going to happen, and fortunately, Jason has for a while. He's raised his patronage past the biweekly tier, so he will still be with us. But Jason has indicated that this time spot is no longer good for him. And so today will be the saying farewell to the biggest of the nesting dolls of righteousness. But for now, Tim, Adam, Nick, thank you guys for your support on Patreon. Nick, thank you for being brave enough to still use an AOL-based email address. I saw that when I was looking at Patreon earlier, and I was going to say something about it, but...
Yeah, I'll have to... I totally forgot that was the case, but I'll have to change that.
I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's just... I forgot it existed. That's all it is. Okay, in any case, I will... You guys can definitely hear sounds from inside the door of the church, and initiative for now is off, and the floor is y'all's.
Okay, so how are some of the soldiers looking after that scrap with the gargoyles?
I healed everybody.
There are some people who still have a little bit of damage on them. Like, there are some people who have gone from open gashes on their body to, like, slightly more than cuts and bruises.
I remember fully healing everybody.
You did not. I put all of the math in. There are people who still have some damage on them.
Oh, okay.
And oh, I accidentally jumped out of roll 20.
Well, good job.
Good job.
Good job, Nick. You ruined everything.
You broke it, Cirillo.
Oh.
In any case, in case we need a bit of a refresher, it's very clear that the statues that were up there were gargoyles. You guys are standing outside an old abandoned cathedral, or a cathedral, that's a little much, an old abandoned chapel of Apsu, which was used as a way station from crusaders traveling from the World Wound to Mendev.
The current crusaders that are with us now, these NPCs, these guys well, who are they, first of all? Wise.
Okay, so the one with the flag on his head, his name is, I'll put it in chat because his name is complicated. Welcome to High Fantasy. I'm trying to find a place to copy it. There you are.
As fantasy names are.
There's a lot of silent letters in his too. He's a human man who has been spreading, not like, I won't say sedition, but I'll say he has been very disheartened by events, and his disheartenedness is spreading to the troops. Arl's Hestander. In addition, you have there's a gnome, a human, and I'll say an Azamar and a dwarf that you guys have brought with you to pad your numbers out.
And we'll have a fellowship.
Something like that.
You can have my sling.
And my pebble. The one that's like, the premise of bringing a bunch of people, including Arl's, was that you guys were hoping that you could both stop and talk to him, and you could clear out this place, which probably has a bunch of supply caches hidden, like killing two rocks with one stone, as it were.
We did already find a couple of things in here when we first entered, no?
You did, but they didn't really seem to be a cache so much as like a bunch of stuff somebody has thrown into a pile.
From that little pocket was a long spear.
Yeah.
I don't know if I put all that in.
I gotta find that Discord. Hello, Discord.
Masterwork battle axe plus iron, 1 long sword, 3 cold iron daggers, and a plus L cold iron lawn 13 spear.
Yes, but a +1 cold iron. But yeah, you got it. They seem to have been just kind of discarded in a pile, not like it had been described to you by your cleric of Shaylin that it was you're probably looking for more like secret stash kind of things.
Right. As this looks like somebody had just like dropped their stuff here.
Rather that a bunch of stuff had been dropped there. Not like a bunch of crusaders showed up, let's leave our stuff here, and then go, like, as if it had been dumped out of a bag and just kind of thrown on the ground.
Huh. Okay. Alright, interesting. But it didn't seem like it was, like, deliberately dumped on the ground.
Give me a sense motive.
Sure. Good sense motive.
Sense motive DC 20 is how you get a hunch. I should know this. In a
It is.
3.5 game that I'm playing in, we're fighting a lot of mind flayers, and there's a lot of intrigue, and you have no idea.
I have zero idea.
Not a lot of much.
It doesn't matter. There's weapons here. They're useful.
That's one way to put it.
Okay.
But you guys can also, like I said, you can very clearly hear on the other side of the door something is making noise.
Okay.
And that's on the other side of this door here?
You got it.
Okay.
Actually, let me get a quick perception check from the three of you, if you would. That would be a good idea.
Sure.
Do our compatriots get perception checks as well?
Yeah, I'll roll for him. Okay. So pretty much, I don't think anybody doesn't notice. On the other side of the door, like there's enough between the door and the ground, and the door is cracked a little, that you can smell this, like the sickly sweet odor of rotting flesh mixed with like grave dirt.
How about the rest of you guys? But I'm feeling pretty hungry all of a sudden. That was a bad joke.
Everyone looks at you funny.
Say what now? Hungry?
Was joke. This time. Sorry.
Or ever. I guess. So, what is happening with the creature that used to be known as Delvin?
He's just surveying the area right now. He's still Delvin. He still has his faculties about him and stuff.
An oddly specific thing to say. Way.
The fine line of metagaming.
Little one, can you see if that door is locked?
The one way over there.
One. Razak points to
Several times.
that it is now blinking.
Apparently, my mouse is trying to be dumb, so I'm having issues moving.
Okay.
Over
there.
Okay. You move up to
I-
the door. The door is not locked.
Door's not locked. Okay, I fly back to my man.
Okay. I'll check it out. I open the door.
Okay. So we're gonna use the initiative
Okay.
that we've had. There's a
Yeah.
bunch of readied actions on the other side of the door, but there's nothing fast enough to do anything in like a surprise round, and they're not really trying to be surprising either. So I'm gonna slide over to the GM layer. Of course you did. All these guys needs to go to your layer, and that needs to go to the dynamic lighting, and then needs to delete. And Tempe's probably the only one that sees it right now, but I've got to do a scroll back to the other side of the flavor text. The vaulted ceiling of this massive sanctuary reaches nearly 30 feet overhead. Smashed stained glass windows stretch in narrow bands above the doors. 4 draconic statues occupy each corner of the room, though their faces and wings are cracked and broken almost beyond recognition. The walls are covered with disturbing shapes and runes that have been scratched into the stone. An altar befouled with grime and filth sits along the southern wall. There are a massive amount of ghouls just right on the other side of the door. Behind them, there are a couple that are, rather than just wearing small clothes and bits of what they may or may not have been buried in, these are wearing armor, standing a little more upright, carrying weapons, and behind, even still, he's probably somewhere in the range of like 7 feet tall with big burly arms with like almost like a werewolf, hair sprouting all over the place, enormous wings that appear to be made of stone. He stands like a predatory cat would on the balls of his feet, which makes him look even bigger. He turns and, yes. Lord Kabiri said we should be expecting visitors. Kill them! And Kieran is first. You certainly
I've got the
hear both the big
Door
shout.
open for you.
You hear the big shout, and you hear the sound of several ghouls getting ready to lurch outside.
No, I want my cat.
Oh, Tempe. Someone so elderly, you do seem to run in without thinking first.
So I take it these are all ghouls?
Yeah, lots and lots
Okay.
and lots of ghouls.
Wow.
Horrible werewolf-looking thing with giant stone wings.
That one is a different story. You're not sure what that is without knowledge checks.
Of course.
But I don't see him,
Naturally.
so.
Makes sense.
We're going to
I definitely have these things
go
right
with...
MacLeod.
Dynamic lighting is a powerful tool.
Can I deadly aim a thrown splash weapon?
I think so. I'll say yes for now.
If it works with bombs, it should work with other alchemical.
Nope, it's a touch attack.
Fair enough. Never mind then.
But this should be the same amount of a... No, it actually would be higher. Alright, I guess I just have to roll the whole thing. So, uno momento as I create a roll.
Fair enough.
Undead resist cold damage.
That would be behind knowledge checks.
I ask metagamingly.
Yeah.
That looks right. I don't get any bonuses for attacking. I apologize.
You're fine.
And then we have
I
this.
suppose I should probably consult my spell lists as well, huh?
Well, we know he's a caster. And I get my intelligence to damage.
It's probably safe to assume at this point that most demonic creatures do have some sort of casting ability.
All right. I will throw a holy water at this fool.
Okay, sounds good to me. And it does 12 points of damage to... Can you ping him one more time for me? It burns him, and it burns everybody around him for a single point.
No. Wouldn't
Yep.
I not get my intelligence to that?
I don't see why. If you have a way to get intelligence to things like that in other... Or yeah, you're an alchemist. You would.
So he's an alchemist. He gets that.
I know it doesn't do
Yes.
minimum damage, but
So then it would be not 1, but...
7.
7. Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
Boom.
I play alchemists. I was actually talking about that with some of my other players earlier this weekend, that I've always wanted to play an alchemist, but I've never got around to it. Boom,
Start
bang, nice. Anything else?
Nope. I moved. I hid.
Okay.
Oh, I guess I should roll the hide.
if you would please.
Should do that.
I will try to beat it if it's relevant. Certainly the intelligent ones know that there's someone somewhere out there who's hucking holy water. And now it passes.
Hide, little one, else you become cocktail snack for nasty ghoulies.
And I will remove said holy water from the table.
Okay, sounds good. 20. Just counting some squares real quick. 5, 15, I'll say 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. So exactly 60 feet with 5 feet of movement to get 5 feet off the ground and clear these benches. This figure comes flying up. As he does so, he's carrying... I don't know how to pronounce the word. I was not raised religious. He's carrying I think it's an aspergillium. What you often see
I know
priests...
what that is.
Exactly. Just this one has been made...
It's sort of like a... It's almost like a...
It's a holy water thrower.
Flail that has like a hollowed out like metal apparatus at the end of it that has like holes in it for holy water sprinkling.
Yeah, exactly. Except he's just gonna try to bop Tempe with it. Okay.
It's an aspergillum.
Ah, neato. I've learned how words are. So he has the high ground. He adds this and attack Tempe with 20 to hit.
Resist. It's
I'm
too high
thinking-
ground.
To a high
It's
ground.
trap.
The 20 to hit Tempe though.
24 AC, so no.
Okay, gotcha. And then next is this guy who's gonna be very feared, but he's gonna come up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and try to attack. And I just gotta
Goodness,
grab
I
really
just
quickly.
remembered I'm at the end of the initiative front.
I mean, yes and no.
You're not at the initiative.
You're like in the middle.
Yes, I am now, considering that there's more things on the field.
Yeah, see, that's just a better way to frame it. That's all that is. All right.
Oh, that's a lot of people.
And remember, you're never the last one to go.
Yeah.
I am.
Just a question.
Uh-huh.
There's a giant triangle of no vision. Is that supposed to be a thing?
Well, let me grab you. Excuse me,
It starts
Paladin.
about there.
Yeah, that's because, like, here, hold on. You've seen this map before. There's a hard corner where you are. In any case, how do I...
Oh, I'm getting my cat's added vision, which is screwing with things and making it look stupid.
That would make sense. Okay, so we're gonna 5, 10... Oh, I really wish we could go farther, but we can't. So the ghoul is going to ghoul forward and attack. Again, probably Tempe is the obvious worshiper and more powerful person. So we'll attack Tempe and miss real bad. Actually, that should have been...
Is it obvious that she's a worshiper?
I guess the better word is it's obvious that she's the more powerful one. And actually, also, as the ghoul comes forward and tries to bite, it still misses. It ends up with a modified 11, but it's very clear that something has been done in this room to make it radiate some kind of unholy something, because the ghoul is naturally like fast and agile, and it, despite its advanced stages of decay, it seems to be perfectly capable of swinging above its own weight. Oh man, this one's gonna 5, 10, 15, 20, then use an action to open this door. This one, it was really weird. I just heard Tim breathe in and then heard the cough after he muted behind me. That's a new one. Okay, so we're gonna... I'm just looking at my spells. What am I good at? I'll do... I guess I can. It wouldn't hurt anybody, would it? Yeah. Okay, so then...
Wouldn't hurt anybody.
5, 10, 15. Then why do it, Tommy? 20,
That's
25. This will affect that paladin, Tempe, Kieran, and I think Cat and this guy. And I need a ruler. I need a ruler. Yeah, that's about right. Anybody speak Necril?
No.
That's what I thought.
Speak filthy corpse speak.
And it chants in filthy corpse speak, and a wave of unholy energy passes out. If Tempe and both Kieran and Kieran's cat could make a will save for me.
Am I caught in that AoE?
Where are you?
I'm right next to the kitty.
What? Hello? I don't see your token.
Don't?
I'm
I'm right here.
Hello? Oh. Yes, please make a will save.
Okay. Is this a death effect?
It
Because
is
I get a bonus against it.
not a death effect.
Charm, possession, emotion, death effect, non-death effect.
A foundling
Pretty not
feat. And negative energy effect. Does
It
Fate
is.
Foundling protect against negative energy?
I'm not sure.
+1 on all saves against death. Okay, it's just death effects. My mistake.
Okay, I get a +2.
I will
That's really
throw those die for that will save.
Okay.
huge.
So then, Kieran, all three of the players take half. So all three of you take 2 points of negative energy damage. And then I've got a couple of polys. The cat needs to roll as well.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
They both fail and take all 5. All 5. Like, that's a enormous number.
Heals.
Indeed.
While you guys are rolling, there are some ghouls that cannot quite get anywhere, so they're just going to stand in front of the door. 5, 10, 15, 20. This will attack the ghoul and miss. Five, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This guy's going to go support his friend. 15, 20, 25, 30, and attack. And not quite confirm, but definitely do some damage. So I don't roll knowledge for any of these guys yet. You guys definitely know what ghouls are. I'll say that.
I mean, we know what they are.
Mm-hmm. And okay. Once I get a save from... Oh, there's Kitty. Kitty takes half as well. Neato. Okay, Grzak is on.
Okay.
No one's rolled knowledge checks for like what a ghoul can do or holy symbols, things like that. Remember that knowledge checks are free actions on your turn. I'm sorry your curse says you go last, Tim, but patience is a
This
virtue.
positioning is whack. Oh dear. That's a lot of bad guys right there.
Fortunately, they can only attack us 2 at a time right now, where we're at.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if this would be it would probably be a stupid idea to just go into the middle of them in front of Tempe. I'm wondering if this is something that Grazak would do regardless, because he's probably very angry now that he sees all this desecration of what was clearly meant to be for his god.
I was very confused and then I remembered things.
That's the spirit.
Okay. Position with Tempe, would she resist?
What'd you say?
Yeah, you cut out
If
for me
you
too.
wanted to switch positions with me, yes, I would resist.
Would. Okay.
Maybe you could switch positions with this guy.
In either case, you would need to wait until their turn.
I would.
Yeah. No chess here. Though I will be a generous GM and remind Grzak that he has a climb speed, which means he can just go like...
I keep forgetting about that every time.
part of the reason I'm playing a Lizard Folk in Tui, is so I can just ope around the walls.
Oh, well, in that case, I already moved 5, 10, 15. Can I climb onto the wall where I'm at right now?
Yeah.
How high is the door anyway?
The door's probably about 10 feet high.
Okay. Double move up 20 feet, or to 40 feet to get movement left. I could go up the wall outside 10 feet, down for another 5 feet,
I think that's right.
and I could be inside. And I see that it's a straight up monster mash in here.
The monster mash.
Okay. I'll also roll those die for a check on these guys.
Okay, sure.
Yes. Oof.
Full of
I don't
zealous rage that a temple of Apsu has been desecrated in such a manner. You are unsure what they are.
All I know is that they need to die. Well, I guess that concludes my turn.
Okay, sounds good. And boom, bam. How high is Grizak off the ground right now?
I'm 10 feet off the ground right
10
now.
feet off, so I can't get to you. I can't really do much of it. I guess I'm gonna... 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 15, 25...
Sure, you'll find something out.
Okay, so some of the ghouls start moving to the other doors. Probably only... Yeah, Grizak wouldn't be able to see this, but Tempe, Kieran, the remaining soldiers outside, as Delvin comes, like, moving in the direction of the door, he puts his foot down and he slips and he falls forward and the ground opens up and swallows him.
What? No.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 35. Just gotta stack up on that door, basically. That ghoul cannot do much, so it's gonna... 5.
When you say he slipped, so the earth just looked like it just ate him?
You didn't see it.
Like
But-
Constantine falls into a hole, or like Toph falling into a hole?
Not Toph. He didn't suddenly go blind. Probably like Constantine. It's been many, many moons since I've seen that movie, but I think we're talking about the same thing.
Talking about
John
the Keanu Reeves
Constantine.
one, right?
I know who you're talking about. I just haven't seen it. What'd you say, Nick?
Talking about the Keanu Reeves Constantine?
I believe so.
Any of them? He's been to hell a few times.
He has.
Or
He
not,
really
I
has.
guess.
Alrighty, so everybody but... Yeah, everybody needs to make a will save, if they would real quick. More of the same. But can we roll better?
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Good. Shut the heck up. Okay, so like I said, 8 points of negative energy damage. You guys feel dirt and grave worms and things crawling all over you. And these guys still can't really do it.
Not for real.
15 for about a split second. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30,
I really hope somebody can make another knowledge check on these guys.
15, 20, 25. Falling in behind is that guy. And numero initiative of poop. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35. Okay, Tempe's on.
Okay.
The part where I wasn't
let's-
really scared about adding a bunch of ghouls because the encounter's about to end.
Yeah. Let's start with a quick knowledge religion check.
Okay. And what specifically are we trying to identify with that one?
Their attacks.
No, I mean there are 5 different theys on the on the board.
These get
The thing right in front of him.
the ghouls. Yes.
Yeah, they definitely can bite you. Their bites are they're trying to bite you, carrying disease, and have been known to paralyze people. They're They don't have claws so much as the flesh of their hands has like gone back to exposed bone, which has been sharpened. Ghoul fever will wreck people's. Basically, it's what turns you into a ghoul. It starts to slow down your joints, eat away at your vitality, and if it kills you, then you become a ghoul.
Right.
So I'll finally have a family?
In and of themselves, they're not super terrifying, but it's pretty clear also that this chapel has been desecrated, like as per the spell. So they're a little stronger than they should be.
I'm a little bit annoyed because all of the ghouls have run away from me.
They are also intelligent enough to recognize divine casters and how to not all be bunched up.
Until they get a load of me.
Let's see. I'm half tempted to like attempt to acrobatics through, but my acrobatics is not fantastic.
Fair.
You could try a bull rush
Um,
if you have quick channel.
no. Well, I mean, I can get quick channel. But, let's see. I mean, worst case scenario with acrobatics, they just both get a hit on me, and then I get paralyzed. No, I'll just go ahead and channel.
Okay, sounds good.
I just remembered what the actual worst case scenario was. So
Trying to.
All good.
And it doesn't penetrate walls.
Well, the door is open.
yeah, the door's open, so it'll still go around.
It'll hit like here. These guys are affected. Okay, cool. So.
So 12 damage. Yes, 12 damage to everything.
Okay, understood. I'm just 1, 2,
What's your
3, 4,
DC?
5, 6, 7. I got 8.
Oh, sorry. The high.
A number would be nice though.
Yeah, I just remember that there was a number to have, and I haven't looked that up in a while because you don't generally need it.
Haven't been fighting a lot of undead. 10 plus half your hit dice plus your charisma.
Okay.
Isn't it funny how necromancers are the ones who always know their DCs for their channel?
Yeah.
All right, so 10 plus 3 is 13, plus 8 is 21.
Okay, sounds good.
And then technically plus 2 because this isn't technically a damaging type of attack. So it just does damage.
I mean, you are channeling energy to harm the undead. You are channeling.
That's true. It
to
is harming. So yeah, we'll go 21.
Okay, gotcha. So just grabbing some noom bars. I add that. I add 7 basically. So you pass and take 6. Hop. Gotta grab stuff. And you fail and you take all 12 and it's ouchie. And you fail and take all 12 and it's ouchie. And your saves are probably much higher. Of course they're higher. You have cleric levels. So you guys are great. Hooray for you. 9, 20. You have a 21, so you meet and take half. And then the remaining 2 take all. The big, scary, winged thing appears to be unaffected.
Okay, I was just about to ask that. So it appeared that these 2 down here may have taken damage from that, but this guy was just like, okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Got you.
Ooh, I feel warm and fuzzy.
Tickle.
Something
Well,
like that.
he still didn't get healed.
Anything from Kieran? Or anything from Tempe? Anything else, rather? Otherwise, it's Kieran.
I suppose technically I still have a move action. Hold on for just a second. What was that I just did? Wow, my mind is...
We're all going crazy here with Wrath of the Righteous.
All going crazy.
We're all cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs.
Good
So
for Pazuzu Puffs.
Pazuzu Puffs is Tempe done then.
Give me just a second. I'm looking something up.
Okay. What is it? Withdraw, a run, a 5-foot step.
No, I'm trying to find the quick channel feat.
Ah. Do you have the quick channel feat?
Think I can cast channel with like one extra channeling feat.
You may channel energy as a move action by spending 2 daily uses of that ability.
Right. Okay. So I can do a second channel.
Having spent 3 after having spent.
Yeah. So I'll have spent 3.
Okay. How many do you have in a day?
In a day, I have 12.
And, okay, so I'm not sure what the number is. I think you're sitting at like 6 or 7.
I've used 4 so far.
I
used 3 earlier, and then you just used 1, right?
But it would cost you, if you're using it as a move action, it would cost you 2. So
yeah,
you'd be at,
plus 2 additional, so it would be 6 so far.
That's what I thought. Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
I'll roll the exact same saves again, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, roll the exact same saves and take 13 this time.
Okay. So dead. Takes all 13, but I don't think is dead. And takes that much. And big fail. Yeah, you fail. And dead. And you fumble. And dead. And you fail. And dead. Okay, if you want to flavor it. Once upon a time, there were some ghouls. Now there's no more ghouls.
So I open the door, see a bunch of undead, and then build up a really strong charge of channel, and then just let it loose. And it just, wrecks face through here. Wow, the guy in front of me didn't die?
Nope. The guy in front of you has some cleric levels on top of his ghoul hit dice, so he has a little better. And it passes to Kieran.
I'm gonna throw some things at the board, and I'll see if any of them stick.
Okay, so you don't get 4. I'm gonna say you get 1.
Okay. I don't know which one sticks the best.
Pick one and reroll it, so you don't just immediately go to the Arcana, which is highest.
Ugh.
Or planes at 11. What are you trying to identify?
The guy in front of me.
Clearly some kind of fiendish something, but you're not sure what.
Okay. Cat's gonna take a step over,
Okay.
and then bloop.
Go up inside you.
I'm gonna go backwards
Okay.
and do the hidey thing again, and I'm gonna sling a death. You're within 30.
Okay. Could you make a stealth check for me?
Yeah.
I assume you are targeting the big spoopy boy.
This guy.
Okie dokie. And he might have... he'd maybe... No, even on his best day, he wouldn't see you. Okay, fair enough. A 32 definitely hits. And he takes 4 to 5 ouchie damage. And then if you could make a second stealth check for having done a snipe.
Eels.
Which he still could not... Oh, wait, that's not with the minus 20, is it? That's not at all. Okay. Plus, so he could... That's a modified 9, so he does see where the rock comes from. Basically, as it hits him right between the eyes and disorients him.
Yeah.
And I think it's passing to me now.
That's bad.
Just trying to figure out what exactly I want to do. I have a lot of things I could point at people. I think he's gonna do a yeah, he can't really do a lot of much, so he's gonna take out his frustrations on the paladin in front of him. He roars and says something you don't understand because he's speaking Necrol, and is gonna full attack. Fortunately, it's not one of you guys. So this is the Aspergillium, which misses. Maybe it should have been you guys. And then he leans forward and does a bit. And he leans forward and does a claw. And I think a 16 is good enough. Let me go to my NPC codex. Yeah, 16 hits. Cool. Okay, so yeah, noises. Okay, cool.
Is he smitten?
This, the paladin that's with us, is he at Ariel?
He's 5 feet off the ground, yeah.
But at the paladin that he's attacking, is that Errol, the Debbie Downer? Or is
No.
No.
The Debbie Downer has a flag on him.
Debbie Downer's like over there.
Right. He is V far away from the battle right now. Okay, so then I have that much. I've taken that much.
In fact, I think he's like right there.
I
Yes.
see him.
Why, yes, he is. Thank you for your fancy.
You were closed, by the way.
That door is open because a ghoul opened it and then died. That's why you can see through it. In any case, very, very hurt looks this one, and he's going to attack and then try to step back. Because that didn't feel good. How many times can I smite in a day? Yeah, I have enough that I can smite again. To no avail. And a 5-foot step, because it's dangerous here. The good news is now the ghouls can get to people. Okay, so the ghoul is going to, it's rolling to try to beat a 9. Does it add more than 2? Is my question that I don't know the answer to. Yes, it does. So it does see Kieran. 5-foot step. And I'm going to try to nyam some Kieran.
Oh.
Such as it is. Would a 17 confirm?
Nope.
Okay. If you could make me a pair of fortitude saves. And 6 points of damage, and duly noted on both counts. The ghoul moves forward and sees where you're hiding behind the soldier and, like, bites down, and you're able to, like, not get, because it could probably, no, you're a cat. Bites to, like, get your head in its mouth, but you turn and gets you, like, in the chest. The wound begins to immediately fester. It burns, your body kind of locks up a little bit, but through force of fortitude save versus poisons is kind of weird as to why that doesn't hurt you. But I don't know, because of your weird otherworldly nature,
White cells do their thing.
white blood cells move really, really fast. Okay. I think we need to just... What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I could just go do a... Yeah, nah, he's gonna... 5-foot step here. You guys can make a spellcraft check if you want. It probably hurts him a little to cast this, but it is on his spell list, so here we go. It's awkward.
CLW?
CMW, but yes. Caster level 3rd. So then plus. Boom. Bang. Reaches out his hand. It begins to glow with positive energy. As that happens, some of the flesh falls off. But very clearly, yeah, he's casting Cure Moderate Wounds to heal the boss a little. And
Which one? The one that just attacked this one here?
No.
No. The
Oh
bigger
no,
one.
this guy.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one who I went, oh look, there's somebody who's not undead. He dies first.
Pretty much. Okay. The important target, he's just gonna swing his sword once.
How high is the demon off the ground again?
5 feet. Hits for that much damage. Boom, bang, boom. Okay, so I think everybody has line of sight to this. The ghouls are going to move towards Arles and start attacking him. He's the first one in front of the door. Kitty goes and takes a peek. Thank you, kind Kitty, for all of your help. And the crit is confirmed.
Oh.
For not enough to... yeah, he's not quite dead. As this one comes forward and tries to bite Arls, the person standing at Arls' shoulder stabs in with their long sword, and the ghoul's flesh begins to burn a little. And Grizak, you're on.
Okay, so the question is, do I go and help clear the chaff for these guys, or do I take out the big guy?
These are the questions we ask ourselves.
If you can take out the big guy, it would allow me to go in without actually being hit, which would be nice.
True. I can't I can't full attack while I'm scrambling on a wall, because that would be silly.
You can full attack while scrambling on a wall. You just can't, like, you are using your hands right now.
Yeah, I'm using my hands right now.
Mm-hmm. So you could, like, if you had a tail natural attack, you can bite and tail, but...
Yeah, I don't have...
Well, no, you could use your claws. I mean, you can't draw a big weapon, but you can, like, reach up and let go of the wall to claw at somebody.
I can't do that with both of my claws, obviously.
Not at the same time. You can, have we all seen the him am big steppy meme? I know I'm getting that wrong, but that the cat does, raise one hand and then put it back and then raise another one and attack again.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna... Alright, well, in that case, I'm gonna try and do that on this guy here.
Okie dokie.
I want to make sure that I actually have... I was playing around with my... earlier just to try and make sure that everything was cleaned up.
Okay.
So I want to make sure I actually have those in line before I do that.
And actually, before you do that also, what is your... You are 10 feet off the ground. How exactly does the move pattern go, and do you have to double move? Or are you trying to move through a start range?
Who do I have to double move? That's a good question. Oh, so I'm 10 feet at the head of the door.
Right.
Does the door reach to the very top of the ceiling?
No, it's just 10 feet up.
Okay. Well, I would move...
You could move
over
where
the
you
head of
moved.
the
and
banister of 5, 10,
15, 20, and then down one is 25.
and then down 15.
Okay, yeah, that works. You have the ability to get there in a move action. I just wasn't sure.
Okay. And activate Smite and attempt to full attack this guy.
Okay, he definitely pings.
Oh, yeah.
But you did have
Okay,
to move, so it's not a full attack. But the 30 does hit. And 17 damage does go through.
Oh, wait. Right. It's a full round action.
Correct.
Action.
But you definitely do bite him. The roar of a dragon from somewhere, and his flesh burns.
Me.
You! All done then.
Yep.
Alrighty. Gonna spend a... It's all they really can do. I'm gonna move this cat, because that cat is metagaming. This door gets opened up. And... Do. Grizak can probably see it, maybe. And probably only Grizak can see. I'm gonna... Bam. Yeah, Tempe doesn't quite have line of sight. The ghouls are going around the back and have your paladins surrounded. Nevertheless, fight on bravely and miss badly. So then we're gonna 5, 10, 15, 20. This is the life we live now. Owie, says the ghoul cleric, as the ghoul cleric casts Cure Moderate Wounds on someone more important than the ghoul cleric. What a strange and fascinating world it is. 10, 15, 20. These ghouls are real good at roll, especially when they get out of the cathedral, but different story. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. And rolling to hit.
How many doors were on that set?
A few.
Oh dear. These poor guys.
They're not rich. 5, 10, 15, 20. I don't think I can get there in 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. No, I can. Okay, it's going to provoke a couple times, but this ghoul goes running past its fellows and gets hit twice.
Oh, Errol.
For enough to... It dies. And Greeny is going to attack the ghoul in front of them. Boom, 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 whoop, boom, and miss. And more attacks happen as the ghouls continue just fighting on the other flank. Okay. Well, that'll happen anyway. Yeah. Grizak sees that this ghoul here leans in and is able to get a pretty good hit on one of the soldiers, who is going to try to shake it off. And I've got to go to my...
Might make it.
I had the numbers for everything but the saves memorized. I think it doesn't make the first one, but they don't fall over paralyzed, and it passes to Tempe.
Okay, Tempe. So
Grazak will shout out, "Tempe, the other side!" It's over to where these people are getting.
Right. Unfortunately, I can't really do that at this time. I would like to, don't get me wrong, but there is an enemy right here, so I can't do that.
I mean, you can. It's just not necessarily the best idea.
Right.
Somebody doesn't want to get bapped.
You probably have Windy Step, no?
I do have a Windy Step. But if he gets the attack off on me, I still lose my move.
What?
Right?
No, that's not the case.
You can get punched
Oh no,
in the face
I
and keep
still
running.
just move. That's right.
The only time you lose your move is when you go unconscious.
Or if he were to grab
you're
you.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I can do that then.
Okay.
So let's
Probably
go.
have
That's
a higher AC than I
30.
do, honestly.
Okay, so then before it goes any farther than that, it does provoke twice.
What? Oh, twice. There's him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So then I'll start with the ghoul, who has a 17, which misses you, and then the big boy has a 26, which you Windy Step.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Although, can he do more than 10 damage?
Thank you for being honest. I appreciate that. Because I don't know how Windy Step works. I just have it in my head that this is the spell that says I can't hurt Tim.
Yeah, it's just damage reduction 10, and then get rid of all crit damage and poison damage and stuff like that.
Okay, fair enough. 12 points of damage, so Tempe takes 2 if I understand it correctly.
2.
Okay,
Yep.
got it.
All right. So that was
As he max rolls.
25.
Max rolls and gets
30.
2 damage.
35, 40 will put me here. Okay. And then I can do a channel damage. 17.
17. Okay, fair enough. I don't think the other two are within 30 feet. They're just out. Okay. 2, 4, 5.
Yeah, I know it gets 5. I don't
Yeah.
know who else it gets.
So, adding 5, he has a 15 and explodes. And he has a 16 and explodes. And he takes half. He takes, that much. And does not explode. And explodes. And explodes. Boom!
Don't feel like I did very much, but yeah, that'll be it.
I mean, I think you did enough. You've done more than enough. All right, Kieran.
Yes, you did.
I will move.
I knew I should have put more ghouls. Nah, I'm kidding.
I'll move behind to the other side and break vision
Okay.
and do the hide and
Sounds
then
good.
do the murder.
Do the hide, do the murder. It definitely hits. It definitely does damage. Yeah. Words are hard. Can't math. 11, 4, 7, that much. Which is not quite enough, but he's not very frustrated. This man's is as a rock pings off his head, and minus 20 is an 18. I'll just roll 4d20 real quick. Definitely he sees you. The ghoul seems to understand it as well. Actually, all 4 of them are aware of where you are.
Yeah.
And
And I just say something along the lines of, "Mount if you can hit him, he should fall."
he doesn't look good. He sways forward as he flies out of the church.
Is that
5 foot,
provoke for me?
5 foot step. I did that, and I saw Grzak stuck. I'm like, oh, hello, Grzak. You're hiding. Hidey boy.
Hello there.
1d20 plus. As a swift action, Kieran is of good alignment, yes?
Yes?
The man with the big mace says something in Necrol, and you feel more of that weird worms crawling on your skin kind of sensation as he's gonna do a big ol' swing. This is with his first attack, a 31 to hit.
If I said no, would you believe me?
Nope, not anymore. I might have it first. And then 10, which misses, and a 23 to hit.
That does not hit.
Alrighty. So then I have that many hit dice. So this time, when his weapon collides with you, you think the sensation should feel like you're being hit with a steel object, but it's more, again, like you're being hit with like a ball of dirt that has been thrown upon you, and it reeks and it stinks, and 13 bludgeoning damage. And then the Crippet Claws do 11 points of damage. And they're gonna try to stab at the ghoul. And hit the ghoul for that much damage, which is enough. 5 foot step. And I guess I'm going to continue babysitting this guy. 5 foot step, he will attempt to cast defensively. As he's going to just keep cure. I have a second cure moderate wounds. Never mind, I lied. Going to be a cure light wounds. It's going to be real lame and crappy.
Oh.
But I only need to get a 17.
Casting it from, like, range at him? Because he's still 5 feet off the ground, no?
And 5 feet away. There's a diagonal he can reach up in the same way that you could attack him if you were standing in the ghoul square.
Gotcha.
It's not much, but it's what he's got.
Right.
It's sometimes I get a little perturbed at the generic cleric spell sheets that exist, but I think it makes sense that the ghoul clerics maybe don't have a lot of positive energy spells prepped today. 5 foot step. Attack in. He doesn't add 7, but he adds enough on the dice. And
Seems like they're able to do plenty of it right now.
they had one. If you want to see the
Unless
spell
they're
list,
dealing with-
I'll send you the spell
No,
list.
no,
I'm
that's
just
fine.
saying I could have 2 more and would be very nice. Okay, so this one's going to 5, 10, bravely into the room, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10. To get the flank, it provokes from this guy who hits. What do you add with your BAP? You add 8, nice. It's weird that these guys have better weapons than the big guy does, but flail comes swinging in, flail baps in head. This person sways dangerously. Grzak, you're on.
Okay. So this is kind of... So... Tech, I'd be, like, basically trying to poke my head out, like, around the bend where the door is, because I'm still technically on the other side of the wall.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Probably a 5 foot step.
Yeah, I guess I could, like, fight around the side of the door like this?
Also
Does
true.
that work?
You could do that, yeah.
And then just try and maul this sucker?
Or just hold on with your legs on either side of the door and be like in the door.
He does not have a 10-foot leg span. He can't quite balance that well.
How thick are your doors?
Thickest doors.
Thick!
THICC, thick.
Thank you for spelling it for us.
I mean, he could do like a reverse John. Oh my god, my brain just died.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Either way, Grazak is
that.
and very disgusted by this thing, and he's just gonna try and flail his smack this guy.
Okay, fair enough.
Ignore that last attack.
Okay, if you would like to flavor that kill.
Grazak lets out a roar of defiance as he slashes at this demon. Icar staining its claws and arcing through the air as he bites and slashes at it. Eyes. How have we been handling how, like, demons, like, do they leave corpses behind?
This one does, yes.
Vaporize into...
When a demon dies, a demon would go back to... Or when an outsider dies, it would go back to its native plane. This one doesn't. This one just collapses on the ground.
Interesting.
Yay, more horns for my collection.
Alrighty. Well, I'm
my turn.
Gonna try to stab a ghoul. That's today's, not 2d30. Easy, Tommy. Whoa. Too much.
16.
I think I have like 2 hit points. Yeah, minimum damage kills the ghoul. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
He didn't have much health left before, though, did he?
When you attacked him?
No.
No, he didn't have a whole heck of a lot now.
I did 80-something damage to him without the medic.
Jesus. And wow, and you rolled like minimum on that last sling attack, did you?
I roll a lot of die, so...
Some of them probably come up as a 1, yeah.
Grotesque amounts of die.
I mean, one of my dice is either a 1 or a 2, so it's not like I have a real big range of damage here.
That's fair. That is a thing.
Just be thankful that Tommy hasn't thrown constructs at us yet.
Patience is a virtue. So this ghoul moves forward and swings a flail and hits this person in the side of the head, and she also kind of sways dangerously.
I mean, he threw like 20 undead at us. It's just that I killed them all so fast.
I didn't throw
Hey, my holy water did work.
It did. It's just that your sling did more work.
Yeah. Should have put the holy water in the sling. All right, Tempe's on. The knight that Kieran is riding on steps forward and tries to stab the ghoul. The ghoul gets stabbed in an undead part of him that's inconsequential, and he doesn't seem to care.
10, 20, 30. Wait. That's one of ours. Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out.
Who's this? Attack that one!
Yeah, but he's like half covered up by the fog of war, so I was trying to figure out if he was good or bad, but then I put my cursor over him and it moved, so... oh, that's also one of us. Yeah. So I'm gonna go like right here and just say hello with a quick heal. Except, you know, not healing. Ooh, only 9 damage though.
Okay, so that was a channel, I take it?
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Okay, so certainly you would take 9.
One does not.
This one would take all 9.
The other one takes 4.
Okay, cool. And Kieran.
I'll type out my question, actually.
Okay, cool.
So purple guy is a ghoul-ish figure, correct?
Yeah, they both clearly are ghouls.
Okay. Damn. D20 plus number. Tap tap.
Do 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 do.
I guess while Adam's typing up his
I
damage,
was gonna wait to answer until the air was quiet and not full of aggressive clacking,
enough, I guess.
as if on cue. Yep. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, no, the ghouls are not wearing Crusader garb.
Okay.
And I will go for the one closer in front of me.
Okay, and this is a throwing a holy water.
Yeah.
Okay, if you could make a stealth check.
Boop.
And I don't think I could see you on my best day. Yeah, no.
Spotted him a couple of times.
Well, it could. I could actually possibly see you.
On the second one, yeah, probably.
Nah, never mind. Okay, fair enough. Also doesn't see the second one. And 11 points of damage. Ouchie, ouchie. I think that might. If you want to flavor that destruction.
A very, very angry sprite looking thing, which is me, pops over his shoulder and just is like all of the disdain of like a 14-year-old jaded girl as I just lob this giant holy water with like two hands just into his face and be like, frickin' undead. And I go back
I'm a
behind.
14-year-old girl radiating off a 2,000-year-old being.
Yep.
The Fae take a really long time to grow up. Okay, so moving in and trying to attack and misses. Arls is going to do the same. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. All the best he can do is double move. And
Did you get the 7 splash?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
5-foot step.
What does this guy look like, by the way? If that was the other cleric, what was this one?
Now the one you're picking now. They are dressed similarly. And Grizak, you're on.
I'm gonna try and scramble into the. Okay, hold on. I need to move my mouse to. Okay, there we go. Scramble across the wall. Let's see, how many feet was that? I don't know how to do brain work.
That should have been 10 feet of movement, if I'm counting it right.
Sure. Yeah. Totally not saying that just to avoid calculations. I've asked this question before, but what type of action would it be just to drop off of something that you're holding on to?
To let go would be a free action. You would then fall 10 feet and acrobatics check.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
I guess technically I could also just climb down and it would be my full regular speed, but whatever.
It beats a 10. You're fine. You don't take any damage. And don't land prone.
And then I will try to whack this guy with claws. Let me make sure I don't have anything I shouldn't have active on here. Good. The bane of having X.
Okay. 17 does not hit. You swing in and it bounces off the armor of the creature.
Well, you can't get them all, I guess.
Can't get them
All right.
You could certainly try. And speaking of certainly try, we're gonna try
I
to.
could have smited, but that's all right.
It is what it is. Okay, it's super spooky. What do I do? Very scared. I think.
I don't suppose I got a bonus to. I was able to get anything through with a bonus to flanking, was I?
Not quite. No.
Well.
So then I'm gonna. The final ghoul seems resolved that this is their final resting place and is just going to start flailing. Pun not intended. They are carrying a flail at this one here, who is looking pretty worse for wear. A 23 hits for 10 points of damage. And I quickly go do a math. So that puts you at that number. And they, whoops, I put -4 to take 4 off the hit points rather than put it at -4. And they drop to the ground. The ghoul has a couple of other attacks that they're going to spend at basically just finishing them off. D20 plus. Plus that to hit the, because I can't coup de grace because I don't have the action economy to coup de grace. The 11 obviously doesn't confirm. Well, I think it's regardless. I don't think my con is that high. It's just an NPC Codex Pally. Yeah, I'll go ahead and roll it, but I'm pretty sure that's enough to take them out. As the ghoul leans in, does a bite. Yeah, and this Crusader breathes their last. Gonna swing the last one. Swing the last one at.
It was 2 days from retirement.
Much more than 2 days from retirement.
There's
2
no
days
retirement
from
for
deeper
Crusaders.
into the world wound. Boom! 21 to hit Grzak.
That barely misses.
Fair enough. Okay. Gonna try to move in there. 5, 10, 20, and do our very best, which is not much, but you gotta whoop. And the critical is confirmed. Never mind. It's more than enough. I think that actually might be more than enough to send that one away. Maybe. Maybe. Can't find mouse.
If only I hadn't missed on all 3 of my attacks.
And that is enough. There is a poof.
I think that's the one I was writing.
You were in the green one, but it's arbitrary now. The paladin moves forward and stabs the ghoul, and the ghoul shrieks and falls over. And initiative is off.
Okay.
A couple of the paladins move over to where their fallen comrade is, and they all like look for a pulse, and it becomes really like obvious really fast that she didn't make it.
As everyone's gathered around the body, I'm going to throw out a couple of heals.
As well, I.
So, 2, leaving me with 2 left for the day.
1 from me.
So that'll be a total of 23. It looks like 34 total healing after Nick.
Okay, sounds good. So that's all of Tempe's channel energies are burnt out then?
No, I've got 2 left.
2 left? Okay, got it.
Right.
34, you said?
Yeah, it should be 34 total healing.
Okay, and that does bring all of the remaining soldiers back to full.
-9.
Okay.
But I can take care of that myself.
Does this place still feel like? Are we still feeling bad juju vibes off of this?
Yeah, you in particular, Grzak, are. The whole place feels like as if you were moving through like really, really dense fog. It's not mechanically detrimental, but it is like uncomfortable for you to move.
Having a few flashbacks to when he's
Sure, a lot of that
Marauders
crap, but
raiding his village.
there you go.
I go back outside to the ground and start kicking it.
Just doping.
You guys have no idea. There's
Kick ground.
no spot in
Okay.
the ground anywhere like to show
Running
that
out.
he had been taken. Chompy is also gone as you guys reconvene with people, or your battle burb rather.
Vern.
I will reach down and close the eyes of our fallen hero.
Okay, understood.
Side. Oh.
And moment of silence.
All right, everybody mute their mics. Moment of silence. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, good enough. That was well done, gentlemen. Proud of you. Okay, so the floor is yours. There are still several rooms that can be explored and things.
Is there any noticeable signs of desecration?
Yeah, there's like... actually, give me a perception check if you guys would.
Oh, what was the description that you read for us from the
Would you like me to read you
from
the
this
story
room
again?
before?
The vaulted ceiling of this massive sanctuary reaches nearly 30 feet overhead. Smashed stained glass windows stretch in narrow bands above the doors. 4 draconic statues occupy each corner of the room, though their faces and wings are cracked and broken. The walls are covered with disturbing shapes and runes that have been scratched into the stone. An altar, befouled with grime and filth, sits against the southern wall. As you guys go looking around, one of the first things you notice is the 2 magic-y... Well, you knew what they were. The 2 clerics, their unholy symbol. I'm going to try to describe it. I'm sure I'm going to butcher it. Here we go. Just gotta... It turns out this god's name is hard to spell. There you go. All the demon lords have very, like, unique runes. Theirs is... Best way to say it, I suppose, would be like a giant capital E, but then in like the bottom corner of the E, like in that 90-degree corner, there's a half moon shape and a spike going down. As you guys go looking around the room and stuff, obviously the bigger one and the clerics have stuff on them. As you do,
Loot the bodies.
Loot the bodies. Hang on. I'm trying to find... Okay, so it is Kieran and Tempe with what Sociel had told you about how there's probably a hidden cache here. It's not hard to find it. There's a pretty big hollow space beneath the altar. It's lined with lead to prevent any kind of... Clearly some kind of magical something or other from picking it up.
Right.
And there are not any mechanical anything. I need
What do
to
you mean?
hang on, Nick. You impatient.
Okay.
Impatient. I
Okay.
need a male name that starts with I. Impatient Ichabod. There it is.
Icarus.
Impatient. I need to get to the sun. No.
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel starts with an E. In any case.
Isaiah.
Start with an I.
All right. We got plenty of I names. Thank you, everyone. How this is supposed to run is there's enough resources for your army to use the resource twice. As far as flavor goes, there's probably like 40 or 50 potions of some kind of cure spell that have been stashed here. What I'll say is it gives... the army is supposed to run as one. We've split them into 5. I will say that each of the soldiers, each of your troops in combat can get a cure moderate wounds twice with these potions.
In
Hey.
combat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flavoring it as like there is enough to pass out to everybody and they can feed their mounts and things like that.
Sure.
And
For some
Of-
reason, my head went to like a humidifier.
I mean, also that
Pushing
could
into
work.
it.
I mean, I think there's an alchemist archetype that does that, or like a discovery.
Like
Yeah.
healing bombs.
Mhm.
No. There's literally like a mister.
Okay, so I'll put the as you guys are looking around and poking at things, I'll go to... We never got... Hold up. Wait a minute now. I'm going to make a loot channel really quick on the Discord. Because that's
Well,
important.
while everyone else is probably looking around, Grazek's kind of like staring around this place with these very... I'm trying to think of like the right word here. He's very like... The anger has sort of passed and he's just a bit...
Despondent?
Looking around. Yeah, that's a good word for it. So this temple isn't anything like how his people probably would have venerated Apsu with big things like this. Obviously meant to be a holy place for his god.
I'll
It
start
like this
directing.
is very depressing.
I'll start directing the paladins and humming
Okay.
as we begin to clean up, everybody clean up.
Man, I tried to copy Battle Aspergillium from the PDF straight into here, and it did not come out how you wanted it to at all. I'm just really quickly.
Sense motive on Arl, how he's doing.
Sure, go for it.
I forget, I have a terrible sense motive score.
Yeah, hard to say. Everybody's pretty down right now. You guys probably are too. I'll put it in the voice chat as well. The big guy was carrying a key.
Key.
What?
Yeah. Did I cut out?
A little bit.
No, we got it.
Oh,
Key.
cool.
Wonderful person.
so
unholy
We haven't
water.
come across the locked door yet, but I'm guessing we will. We haven't even come close to fully
There are these
supporting
doors
this.
here.
Oh, are those locked?
They do not appear to
checked.
be now.
Okay, I don't want to open them.
Sure, but you can
why
go and
don't
jiggle the
we
handle.
Why don't we let Grazak open the door? And you can
Grazak.
stand next to him.
Razak will break her. He's kind of dragging it across the floor. He's basically gone into like a cold rage now.
I will bring along a
Whatever else comes along.
not minion. Just stand behind.
Okay, sounds good.
Ooh,
Okay.
What about? Do we want to call the others over?
I mean,
Hey, we could give them a break.
I mean, they should all be in here.
They're all in the
they're
room.
working.
Yeah.
They're working still.
Yeah. Okay. Also, there's a
Yeah,
cat outside.
Cat's not outside.
Well, then,
I believe
around
the
that
I believe the rook indicates that the cat is inside Kieran's tum tum. Okay, so you guys wanted to open this door then?
Yes. I'm
may
going.
May I call Shaga inside here? Actually, Can we
What?
call it now? Shot.
Oh. Fair enough. No, there's nothing
Right.
there. Oh, I thought you said there was gonna be like a Shaga like on the inside of it. Yes, I'm so tired of all of you. You're out of heals. Haha. Here's a powerful off flavor for the campaign monster. Meh. Okay, so opening the door. 3 stone tables stand in this room, and the wooden benches lie broken and half rotten around them. Leather straps with restraints stretch across the surface, buckled tightly in place. Nearby, a knotted rope descends through a tiny hole in the ceiling. There doesn't
A tiny hole or a tiny hole?
not size category tiny. It literally
What does that
tiny.
even mean?
Looks like maybe this was some place people took meals at some point, but it's clearly been converted into a torture chamber.
Ah. Fellow professional.
Recent. Well, from the rotten condition of the room, probably not recently. No.
Yeah, fair enough. You understand what I mean, though.
Is there still water?
No. Maybe like a bit of rainwater that is collected, but there's no holy water in there. And if there was, it wouldn't have been holy anymore anyway.
It would have been corrupted.
Before we go on to the next room, is there any loot in this room?
Not really. The rope
Okay.
leads up to a hole, but there's not really much anything in here.
Oh,
What
they-
happens if
okay.
I tug on the rope?
You hear the sound of a bell tolling.
Oops.
But who does it toll for?
Grazak, you pulled it. Clearly.
So that's what that does.
Well, if there were any enemies, they're on their way now.
Okay.
So
I always
that we've-
wondered how you rang those from all the way up there.
And now
Now
you
I know how.
now that we've alerted everyone, I'm going to open this door.
Now that the whole dungeon, now all of World Wound knows you're here.
Yep.
Okay. Boom. Hop, 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 hop,
Mordor.
hop.
No enemies. All right.
The ripe stench of decay chokes the air of this room, emanating from the bodies of 2 deceased soldiers hanging from the rafters. Various cabinets and tables stand around a fireplace in the south wall, and doors lead east, west, and north. Maybe at one point in time this was a kitchen. Now it's just
Torture room.
pretty much. The only thing really of note is that there are maybe not necessarily a torture room so much as maybe this was like a jail cell kind of thing. There are 2 bodies that they just kind of are slumped over the rafters. It's almost a miracle that either the rafters don't give out and cause them to like slam on the ground, or they don't fall one way or the other.
I will try and dislodge them.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Well, give me a strength check, Kieran. This should be fun.
Got you, fam.
That's why I was laughing.
Godspeed. The 15 is good enough. Kieran, you can dislodge them, but then gravity happens, and if you were to try to hold on, you would probably just go with them, given your weight. The body hits the ground.
yeah,
Grazak can
catch
get the
them.
other one. It's going to fall about 30 feet. Do you want to catch it?
I'll catch it.
Okay, so then the amount of momentum it accrues is... You don't get a reflex save because you want this to hit you. 10 points of damage.
I forgot that's a thing.
Would you like to change your mind?
Would.
And you step away at the last second and the body hits the floor.
With, I imagine, a very gross, wet crunch.
Yeah.
Actually, how old are these bodies? Oh, they're still decaying.
That's probably behind like a heal check.
Yeah, fair.
If only we had
think I
somebody who
actually
could
have-
heal.
If only we had a vivisectionist. Yeah, Kieran is very clearly able to tell the bodies are like 3 days old at most. Long enough to start stinking, but they're in one piece mostly, except for that guy that hit the floor. He's in some pieces. He doesn't count.
Place.
I will-
Is still fused with terrible energy. Perhaps that's why those undead were here. To destroy the bodies here.
I will tie the other one off and then dislodge it as I give it to Grazak,
Okay.
the other end of the rope.
What rope though?
Weren't they attached to a rope?
No, they're just hanging from the rafters. They're not like tied to the rafters. They're like thrown alongside them.
I believe we accrued rope.
Somebody here has rope.
Okay, that's fair. And then the rope is tied securely. The body, this time it won't hit the ground, but the idea is just to like push it over and then the rope will catch it.
Yeah.
Okay, make a strength check. Man, Kieran, you monster. As
Somebody's been hitting the creatine in the Fey realms.
Indeed. Over the body goes. The rafter creaks dangerously as the rope grows taut, but it doesn't give out.
Should go now.
Okay, what's up north?
Oh,
Let's check the bodies first to see if there's any identifiable markings or features or things on
Right.
them.
Okay, sure. You go searching the bodies. They don't look familiar, but they are.
They.
How do I want to say it? I guess. Give me a survival check. Yeah.
Are they, at the very least, human-ish?
They are humanoid.
What kind of check you cut out?
A survival.
Okay.
Okay, so it's
Better.
pretty clear that these guys died because they were shot with arrows, not like from anything that you've seen around here. They have some faint, like, scratches where perhaps something picked them up with claws and then flew them over.
Oh.
But it's pretty clear that, like, they died somewhere else and then were transported here. As to who they are, they're dressed like soldiers from, like, World Wound Crusaders. They all look about kind of there's no real identifying marks on them to indicate that they are from one place or another. But the bodies are only a couple of days dead. The closest place would probably, that, like, a body would come from, would be Keeper's Canyon, which was where you guys just had a battle.
Right. Grazak will drag these bodies out to where the main was and lay them down as respectfully as he can.
Okay.
For the Crusaders that are still inside, he would probably advise to burn them, since, you know, this place obviously feels like it's... Yes, at this point it does feel like it's desecrated, and it might be best to make sure we don't fight any more zombies.
Makes sense. Yeah, they go to, like, start about it, and they're getting ready to begin it as you, like, turn and come back and talk to the party.
Okay. So do we want to go up now or continue forward?
Wait,
Up
maybe?
it is.
Up? Is that the decision?
Yep.
Grazak will
Alrighty.
stack against the door.
As you do.
Okay, that's outside.
And
So
outside
over
there
to
are
here.
things. Hang on.
Oh, outside there are things now.
There are things. That's on the other side of, like, there was a closed portcullis here, and this is where the inner courtyard is. Stunted trees and tangled grass choke this open air courtyard. A half-broken statue looks to the sky with what once would have been outstretched arms. The statue faces the direction of the rising sun.
Oh,
Okay.
so the sun is now visible.
Like, where the sun would be rising, I should say. It faces east.
Alright. So there aren't bad things outside, though.
It just seems to be a busted up statue and some, like, really sad looking trees.
Okay.
Okay, in that case, I
Okay,
will step
Grazak,
outside
when you
the
step
back
outside,
courtyard.
things happen.
Oh.
Nope.
alright.
Whoop. Grazak is there. There's kind of a sizzling, popping spellcraft check. Followed
Hey,
by
traps.
a religion.
Okay.
From just him?
Everybody can see it. It's just Grazak is the triggering. Okay. So it's pretty clear from Kieran's point of view, and probably from everybody's, because everybody understands what's happening. A creature is teleporting in. You're not exactly sure what it is, but it's clearly some kind of fiendish something. I will give you more description. And it's really, like, about the size of a really tall human, really lanky. Its mouth is full of really sharp teeth, and its wings are a little more like a bat than like a demon's.
Typical looking, like, devil or demon.
Kinda. Except a little, like, less bulky. And we're gonna use the same initiative if y'all don't mind. I suddenly mind. I don't want to use that. Initiative sucks. Add turn, and it's 9. Okay, cool. So same initiative is on. The encounter is on. Bang, boom. Kieran is first.
Boop.
Okay,
And boop. I don't know why it's double rolling, but it is.
that is convenient. Okay, you definitely hit. It definitely does not look good as it gets popped, but then... Oh, I set that down a lot louder than I thought I was going to. That's on me. I thought my coaster was down there. I really did. And swinging in it goes. It's gonna make a... Oh, where even is... Sorry, I completely brain fried trying to find my perception. Where? Because I'm used to second edition stat blocks where it's at the very top here it's down with the skills. You have 18, and I add 23 on my perception. So the creature is aware of where you are.
Okay.
And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Gonna come rushing.
Well, how much of that damage actually went through then if it wasn't caught off guard?
It's technically flat-footed. It has entered the combat, but definitely some of it was resisted. Anyway, you're on, Grazak.
I'm gonna smite and try and smack this thing.
Okay.
Or of you disgusting creatures dare to desecrate this sacred place? This today. Alright, let's make sure that I have Vital Strike actually time. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, here we go. So only count the first attack on here.
Sure.
Oof.
Are you sure you don't want me to count the second too? I will. If you'd like. If you'd really like. It misses.
I'm gonna use a swift action to reroll again.
Okay.
Point to reroll that.
Or your hero point, rather.
I'm gonna use my Oh,
didn't you smite him? You smote him this turn, didn't you?
oh yeah, I did use a swift action.
Mm-hmm. So all you have is a hero point if you want to try to reroll it, basically.
Yeah, for today I'll do it.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Wait, what? We have hero points?
Oh, wait, you don't have a hero point. Yeah, I forgot. Thank you, Adam.
No.
I completely forgot that you guys don't get hero points because a
I
lot
mean,
of hero.
it depends.
Yes,
It depends on how you want to work Mythic.
I think mythic heroes are powerful enough that they don't get hero points, and I forgot I said
No,
that.
no. Like, does the Mythic bonus add to your dice roll, which then negates it from being a 1? Or does it add to your
well,
die
how
total?
about this? Surge is an immediate action.
Right?
May I use that I rolled previously to add a D?
That would work, yeah.
A 20 hit its D.
20 does not quite hit it now.
Ah,
And it's going to take a step back. As it does so, it begins... it points its hand at Grazak, and a black ray of energy fires out. And spellcraft checks are a thing if anyone would like to identify it.
Yeah.
Okay, good enough. It's very clearly casting Enervation, which means I need to do a touch attack. I add stuff to this, but I'm looking at a different tab right now. I assume an 11 does not hit touch, but I add considerably more. Where is me a bab? So it comes down to a 24 over Grazak's touch. Okay, cool.
yeah, that's.
And then I've actually never cast Enervation before. I want to make sure I get this. Dope.
It's a fun one.
It's a fun one. It's a single negative level.
Ow. Oh man. Well, hold on. I have spell resistance.
Ah, yes you do. Yes you do.
Does that allow a save?
Spell resistance does interact with Enervation, yes.
No, it doesn't.
Not right now. It doesn't. No. All right. So 5,
But
10.
is there a save?
No. It's just assuming you point your finger and fire a black ray of negative energy that suppresses the life force of any living creature it strikes. You must make a ranged touch attack to hit. If you hit, the subject gains 1d4 temporary negative level stack. Assuming the subject survives, then it goes on to talk about how you would get rid of them.
Jesus.
Just gotta hit ya. Speaking of hit ya, the green guy has one use of his smite left. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it! He rolled a d8. Let's ignore the 1. It's not as bad as we thought. That actually hits. For quite... Dang, fair enough. charging in, stabbing in goes this man's and Tempe.
Okay, Tempe's gonna pop up here. Yeah, here will be fine, and then I'm gonna cast Bone Shaker on this dude.
Okay.
And he needs a DC 23 Fortitude, I think.
Okay. First, if you could roll spell resistance for me.
Okay. Give me just a second here. Yeah,
D20 plus caster.
God. All right. I need to calculate for. I forget how to calculate for.
Okay,
negative levels.
I critted that.
Okay, so criticals do not matter for rolling over spell resistances, only attacks and saves. That said, a 20 is a high enough number.
Yeah. So.
And then I need a fort save, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Boom to boom. I really like Bone Shaker. It's a weird spell for all the clerics of the gods of good and healing to have, but it's also a really good spell. Bam! Not so good.
I'm casting this as a 3rd level spell, and also with my specialty, so I'm casting it at 8th level.
Okay.
So it is doing 7d6, and I had it on 8, so let's make that 6. 29 damage.
Okay, that's respectable. Shake, rattle, and roll. Kieran, you're on. Wow, that's really good. Here's some really bad flavor text for you. That's a song, maybe. And now it's Kieran's turn. I feel like such a dick. But anyway. Okay. Yep. And yeah, you might. Whoop, not plus 223. I'm cool, but I'm not that cool. Okay, the sling slings. The sling pops him in the side of the head. He goes a-swaying, but he's still standing. Actually, he might not be. I need to... everybody watching at home now knows that I forgot to put in the Bone Shaker damage. He might be very dead. Plus that, plus calculator. Okay, nope, still alive. Still alive. We're good. Doesn't look good, though. Does not look happy.
Yeah, over the last turn, he's taken some damage.
Looks like he might have 3 hit points left. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, what's going on, guys? Oh, that's a demon thing. And Grizak.
I'm gonna try and step up.
Step up and
shakily
strike.
after.
That would be... He's not 5 foot stepping. That feat would be pointless. Adam, jeez.
And here's to hoping that the naturally works on this sheet, because I really don't feel like recalculating everything.
Fair enough. Okay. If you'd like to flavor that kill.
You know what? I'm not gonna pretend I from this kill since you did most of the work here. I just whack its head and then it dies.
Just walks up and it falls over. Okay, fair enough.
Very, like, I'm not screaming in anger anymore. I just have a cold 1,000-yard death stare right now.
Fair enough. And there's the
Or
smell of sulfur and a pop, and the creature disappears back to the abyss. And initiative is off once again.
I'm picturing that classic scene where like the enemy is like still standing, but you can tell he's like super injured, and you walk up and you like hit his forehead with your finger, and he just sort of tips over.
like a bad Mortal Kombat fatality. Just, boop.
I like the idea of like in shonens where like the two fighters are just standing and huffing, and you're essentially waiting for one of them to fall over, and then somebody just runs in and goes, "I got it."
Also good.
Oh man, what was that? Bam!
You guys can make religion checks again.
You say words.
Maybe the alchemist can't. Okay, so Tiempi and Grizak, dang, What's a 27 for you look like? Is that get the 17? Okay. So both of you are pretty clear now that you've fought it. This creature is what's called a Nabasu. They are, unlike a lot of fiends, Nabasu are birthed directly, like, into the material plane from the abyss, whereupon they begin, like, they have to feed on innocent souls to mature. And once finally that happens, that's when a Nabasu can start, like, actually behaving like a demon. They usually form from the souls of, like, gluttons, cannibals, things like that. Seems to make sense that there would be a bunch of ghouls around here, especially because, Nabasu can actually... It has a gaze attack that it can turn on and off that would put negative levels on you, and if you die to negative levels from a Nabasu, you on the spot. Whereas if a ghoul bites you, it's the next midnight you rise. A Nabasu, you turn into a ghoul just like right then, immediately, under the control of the Nabasu.
Then it snacks on your soul.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's actually literally what happens. When a Nabasu creates a ghoul with its gaze attack, it gains a growth point, which then gives it mechanical buffs and things. Maximum hit points go up. There's a maximum for it.
So basically getting killed by one of these things is like the most screwed you could possibly be. Because like your soul is just, there's no heaven, no hell, no whatever.
Yeah, short of a wish, you're done.
Just a big old nothing, yeah. And that's probably what went down with a lot of those ghouls that you had just fought. And it stands to reason that, like, maybe the bell called it. This creature was very clearly tied to the creatures that were here. It may be that the bodies were a sacrifice, maybe just satiating it. Hard to say.
Right.
Okay, so more things to check out.
Is Tim coming real spotty for anybody other than me? Okay.
Sorry.
Mr. Robot voice coming through.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah.
That's much better.
Okay. I don't want to skip a room, so I'd rather go back into this room here, and then go around this way.
Okay.
I concur.
So
You said that there was a figure standing in the middle of the courtyard.
right here.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
the
Is it like a generic, like priestly, humanoid looking? Or is it someone recognizable?
You move over to it and you take a look at it, and it kind of looks like, it's hard to say. It's probably pretty generic, but the figure, assuming that like the ears weren't just broken and shattered, was probably a human. But there are a lot of overt draconic features. There are wings, there are claws, bits of the stone has been sculpted to look like scales.
For lack of a better word, probably like a half dragon or dragon disciple.
Yeah. Somebody who had a overt amount of draconic heritage, yes.
Gotcha. Grazak stumbles over to the rest of the group. What would having a negative energy feel like? Or having a negative level feel like?
That is...
Like Mac Wazowski after having his screams sucked out.
Yeah, that's probably... Or like getting kiss-a-deathed by a Death Eater, that kind of thing. You've been hit by something that is the opposite of life. It's like fire being hit by water. It's...
Yeah.
Not good.
Oh man, death. A touch attack is a negative level. Dang, that's
a touch
rough.
attack is 1d4 negative levels. It's a 4th level spell for blood ragers, sorcerers, wizards, and witches. The lost subdomain at 5th level, the undead subdomain at 4th.
Thanks. Okay, well, yeah, that's rough. Oh, don't worry, guys. I'm good.
If you think that's rough, why don't you open a door and there'll be a witch who's ready to bestow curse your con? I mean, what?
All right, calm down, Satan.
2 months later, we're done with
The
the
Great
dungeon.
Garrison was... It's too soon for that, Tommy.
Too soon!
Did you take negative levels? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, he got
I
innervated.
took a negative level.
What is the earliest that you can cast the... What is it that you need for that? It's...
I think a true restoration would do it.
Mm.
The Hierophant
A
goes
true
looking
restoration?
through all the spells forever. Yeah, hang on, I'm looking. Functions like lesser restoration, except it also dispels temporary negative levels or one permanent negative level. It's a 4th level spell.
I cannot cast anything a 4th level spell yet. And restoration normal doesn't work, right?
Yeah, no, normal is the one you want. Lesser is not strong enough.
I mean, yeah, the lesser restoration is
fine for now.
Yeah,
Are
Grzak
these
is.
permanent levels or temporary?
Well, you'll find out, won't you?
Yeah, I guess I will. That's okay. I can handle it.
I believe in you.
Nearly as bad as getting the -6 Constitution.
I think that's worse, personally, because right now, 1 negative level is like a -1 on things.
To
and-
be fair, in another campaign I was playing, I got insta-gibbed by by someone that did a Constitution damage.
You did. We talked about that.
Yeah.
If you want, we could play 3.5, and I could say you have 1 negative level, and you can immediately start altering your sheet in such a way that you have leveled down. The first time I was ever hit with a negative level in Pathfinder, it was from a Protean, and I had just started, and I got really mad because I thought I had to erase my sheet. I didn't realize we changed that.
Proteans are nuts.
Warp wave real bad. Okay, so moving on back in. You guys want to open the next door, if I'm understanding it correctly.
Yeah.
This
Okay. Bam. So I guess
stuff and things.
as we move further forward, what are the orders for your remaining 4 soldiers? It looks like one of them is going to carry Kieran into battle.
Yeah, and the other 3, I think, we're cleaning up the cathedral.
Okay, he'll go back in and
Yeah,
start.
they look like they could use a break.
Such as they can. It's pretty gross. They don't exactly have Windex on them, but moving bodies is a thing. Anyway, next room. Here we go. Ha boom. And I gotta scroll back up.
The
God,
beds
it's
start
a nursery.
attacking us.
Mimics. Armies of mimics.
It's a nursery.
That's on flavor for wrath. The broken frames of several beds lie scattered about this large room. 2 of the more serviceable ones have been pushed together to make a larger sleeping pallet. A table and several chairs also occupy the room. It's also, I guess, it's pretty clear as you guys move in that something had been sleeping in the bed.
I'm guessing that big demon dude that we just fought.
I imagine
Maybe.
that as well.
And a quick perception check.
Not
Go
a
through it. There
bad
it goes.
idea.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. You guys are pretty spot on. This is probably where the big demonic thing was sleeping, and clearly it had to sleep. There are several grisly trophies, some excuse me, some of the ones that like would sit in the hands of individuals, like still have bloody handprints or even like fingers and things attached, but there's a lot of stuff. I'm actually, because it's a little weird for me to copy and paste this, I guess I'm just going to say, Adam, if you would prepare thyself, I'm going to start reading it off. Or you know where things come from. In total, there are 383 copper pieces, 710.
Hold on.
Yeah, I really don't understand why the game has to, if everything is in gold, why do you tell me how much copper is in this? Also, I don't know how to convert it on
Technically,
the fly.
not everything is in gold. There's a lot of stuff.
Okay, so I heard 300.
383
Three
copper.
copper
I'll put
pieces.
there's the money part.
That's realistically in like an average like Galorian universe. A lot of like the regular schmoes that are just living day to day.
They'd
make,
never see
like,
a gold.
Gold.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is good for world building.
It's like
Anyway,
enough for like a week
yeah.
to like live in a tavern.
So the next up is a barrel, which is worth 500 gold. As like BERYL. There's not just look at that damn barrel. Holy God, that's the best barrel I ever saw. No, it is a gem.
Made of mahogany.
Mahogany. Then we got some opals. 3 opals worth 100. And this one's copying much better, so maybe I didn't need you to do the thing. There's also a brilliant, shiny, golden holy symbol of Opsu. I'm gonna mute Adam, or Adam, if you could mute, I guess, while you're slamming the keyboard. Thank you. Golden holy symbol of Opsu worth 200 gold, and some magical stuff. A +1 chain shirt, a +1 returning dagger, and the battle variant of a knight's pennon. And there's the bad copy paste that I was afraid of. Oh my. I'm gonna leave dagger how it was. I just want copies over from the PDF to Discord as returnin period exclamation capital J space DA period exclamation Daishi Niner. It's one of those. I don't.
You said Knight's Pendant. Do you mean it's like one of the Valor?
It's
we got?
The Sword of Valor is a much bigger banner. A pennon is like you would put it on the end of a lance.
So what is that actually? I'm guessing it's a +1 returning something.
Dagger.
Dagger. Oh,
Daishi
okay.
Niner. Don't you know nothing? Okay.
Yeah, apparently the J and the 9 are supposed to be G's.
It's weird. Anyway, a pennon is, like I said, it's a very small flag that it's meant to attach to the end of a lance, but you could put it on like any polearm. Grazak, your Earthbreaker would certainly work. It would give you the battle variant would let you get heroism once per day, which is not bad at all.
Oh, it is not.
Can be flown from a spear, polearm, or even a staff. You could probably also like tie it to a sword.
Imagine that the banner has like the image, like draconic iconography on it.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
Iomedae's?
A red dragon and a gold dragon wrestling in the sky on a field of like white.
That's pretty cool, actually.
And no, you cannot attach this to your teeth for value. Suddenly you become a weird, like it takes the place of your tongue.
How would that even work? Would I wear it like a bib?
Yes.
Can't do that either, but it's funny.
Like a bandit mask around my big lizard muzzle?
Yeah.
Like in the dumb way where like that you see in like anime where it's like over my nose and around the back of my head.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay.
That's silly.
And couple more rooms remain if you guys want to head on farther. That seems to be everything that's here, though. Your soldiers continue doing a clean. And I assume door is opened. Oh, boom. I hope the door was open. There was a pregnant pause and no one was like, no, don't open that door.
Sorry,
Again,
I was saying don't, but it's okay.
Well, now it's open. Haha. Alrighty.
The patient old lady once again.
The stained glass windows lining the ceiling of this quiet chamber have all been shattered, leaving colorful broken glass scattered across the floor.
It's your stuff.
Okay.
Actually, as you guys move in, make a spellcraft check.
Spellcraft. No.
That breastplate from the big guy combat gear, is
Plus
that
one.
a +1
Yeah.
breastplate?
Yeah. You got it. So, Tempe, as you walk into the room, you realize when your foot hits the ground, you do crunch some glass, but the glass doesn't make a sound.
Oh. I'm going to do a perception check.
So you look around, you notice it, you step on some more glass, no sound comes out. It's really, really unnaturally quiet in this room.
I'm going to like clap my hand.
No sound. Grizak, you see her do this, and like you see but you don't hear the clapping sound.
I'm going to like say hello, hello, hello.
Nothing at all.
Oh.
Grazak shakes his head.
I'm going to take a step out and then do the same.
Okay, and now you are seemingly able to speak.
Oh, fun. And then can't speak.
Yep. Kieran, it's not uncommon for churches to have like a quiet place of prayer and meditation.
Oh.
And usually when this happens, to make sure that priests are not disturbed, the area would be permanently silenced.
That is awesome flavor text, and I'm going to use that at some point for the cleric I'm playing in my other game.
There are a couple of dead bodies in the room. They've been here for a while. They're missing several body parts and things. They're both wearing like caster's robes.
Okay, I'm going to check over the bodies. Again, looking for identifying marks or anything on them.
Game.
These guys have been here for probably weeks longer. There's no identifying marks. They were clearly allied forces.
They were wearing like caster's robes or like
yeah, they seem to most of the
priests?
stuff that was good has been like broken and is now completely destroyed and useless. But you guys can tell they were carrying enough magical stuff that like they could have got out if they wanted to, except for the fact that seemingly they've been put in a room that was permanently silenced.
I'm going to have one of our people come and get the bodies and take it to where the rest of the bodies are being dealt with.
Okay, so as that happens, we'll say the dwarf. He comes up and just, "Your lords, the bodies won't burn."
Oh.
Oh, dear.
Maybe y'all should come outside and take a look at this. We dragged him out by where the stable is.
Forgot there was a stable.
Well, that's what you get for being bi-weekly patrons. We forget what the board's like, or if you have hero points or not. I know, Achilles.
Okay, Mr. Fourth Wall Breaker.
Who, me? Couldn't be.
So out here somewhere? Nope,
Yeah.
Out here.
Out
Out here somewhere?
Out like over here. And actually, as you guys step outside, you look up and you realize that the sky was like a brilliant crimson before in the world wound. Now it's turned more of like a purple color. The air is oppressively warm as you step out. All of you like instantly break out into a really, really profuse Jordan Peele level sweat. The sky overhead is a really deep purple. The ground begins to shake. And if Achilles, you need to do a whoosh, friend. If all of you can make a will save.
Should have kept looking for Delvin.
So, the ground in
Hold on.
front of you opens up, and rising out from the ground is just like an enormous set of horns on fire. A hand reaches up and pulling out of the ground a really, really, really gaunt, scrawny, winged demon standing like
Winged
double
cat demon. All
standing about the size of Grizak, like emaciated, skinny. He opens his mouth and utters it sounds like some kind of really, really loud, powerful, arcane word. It sounds like a goat meowing, and it sounds like all of that backwards all at once as all three of you become panicked. The creature is leaning as if to support itself on a massive glaive. It picks it up and to like swing it back up, and you see as that happens, tied by his beard, Delvin's head dangles down from it.
Oh!
He swings it down at Grizak. And like the split second before this glaive would hit Grizok, the sound of a hammer striking an anvil echoes out throughout the chapel. The creature screams slash again and disappears. The chapel gets really, really quiet. You guys are no longer panicked. You might be panicking, but you're not mechanically panicked.
I'm definitely panicking.
Grazak is freaking out and angry, and he starts like smacking and trying to like dig at the ground where the demon was.
Okay.
Oh, beast!
The ground
I
shakes a
can't-
little
I
bit.
can't do that.
The shake intensifies. The sound of hammer on anvil again, and it stifles itself back down.
And
The sound is still going, but it sounds like it's coming from like.
we only see Delvin's head, is that right?
You see nothing now. Everything's gone quiet.
Oh,
the creature has
gone.
disappeared.
Okay.
The ground is shaking. Then there's a sound of hammer on anvil. The ground shakes a little less.
Okay, and Delvin is nowhere to be seen.
Correct.
Okay.
Pretty clear that. Well, actually, if you guys could give me religion checks.
And that was pretty.
Religious.
I
Tabby's
wonder if
blown
it
away.
was.
Tabby has no idea. Grizok. Yeah, it'd be good. It'll be fine. So you guys are pretty aware that you're no longer what you used to be, and you've become very powerful, very like iconic champions of good on the material plane. Of course, that's going to attract a lot of people to your cause, to your side, your legends. But that's also going to draw the attention of the other side as well. Used to be, Canabras was protected by a big ol' barrier that demons couldn't cross. Now you guys are that, like, proverbial barrier. And it would seem that something very, very large and very powerful has taken the opportunity from you guys coming into the world wound, isolating yourselves, to strike. Clearly it's gotten a hold of Delvin. Clearly Delvin has breathed his last. What it was, who may be the better question to ask, given that like it didn't look like any other demon you'd ever seen before, is hard to say.
Can I-
him? It seems.
Can I consult some of the holy books of the cultists that we have captured?
Yeah, that would tell you, because your guys' religion checks weren't anywhere near good enough to identify him. But there are his holy symbol kind of looks like his face. Very clearly the demon lord Baphomet.
Right. I mean, like, we noticed, we knew before Delvin did have, like, sigil branded onto his hand.
Yeah. That sigil had gone away when the mythic ascension had happened, and perhaps Baphomet was displeased that someone so powerful was to be sacrificed to him. Perhaps it was a way to hit you guys in such a way as to isolate you. In any case,
now we
the sound of the hammer continues. As this is happening, you guys look around, and the walls of the chapel and like the windows that had been shattered, they are repairing themselves slowly but surely.
Repairing themselves.
Yeah.
Thanks, Toe Rags.
There's a very, very loud hammer on anvil in response to that. Kieran kind of flies off course for a second, and then it continues on at an even pace. All three of you, much like it happened, I guess, when your ascension first went down, you find yourselves like kind of in that same otherworldly area when you witness the formation of the world, or the formation of the ward stones.
Stones.
Yeah, there it is. Thank you. floating overhead at the slopes of an impossibly large mountain.
And he's dead.
He died again.
God damn it.
At the slopes is what I heard.
Am I... Okay, never mind. We're good. I thought I died forever. I'm coming over, right? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, the slopes of an impossibly large mountain. The sound of a hammer on anvil. Louder now this time. The creature appears dwarven at first, but like its brilliant cerulean skin and wings clearly mark it as an angel, and it goes like a speed of sound over past you guys and disappears. It comes back in a matter of seconds carrying about the size of Grizok's like torso, blue swirling amount of energy, and across the mountain a booming there he is. Thank you for getting him. Tell Pharasma whatever it is she needs to hear. Hammer. My boy's been through enough. My boy's whole race has been through enough. He shouldn't have to wait in line. Hammer again. You guys find yourselves back in your bodies.
Oh, were we taken out of our bodies?
Like I had literally just said, out-of-body experience to experience all that and then put back in.
Oh, maybe it cut off on my end.
Mm. And the floor is yours.
Grazak's just gonna still on the ground, kind of. Also,
Well,
not
I
angry.
mean, his soul wasn't taken, so that's good.
Just like that.
Or they procured it again.
Just like that.
As I'm clearly standing on my guy's shoulders looking at the ground for like almost annoyed, at least so.
Okay. As you guys
I'm
look
looking
around,
for mushrooms because I'm hallucinating.
Cat, you must be quiet. I'm trying to do a flavor text of the outro of a character. You put a butt. I'm gonna let him out of the room. That was a loud chair. Forgive me, internet. There was a loud chair, and I opened the door, and the boy can't. He'll be back in 5 minutes to meow louder. The chapel has been rebuilt around you guys. You look up and the sky is the normal color of the sky. The trees are no longer stunted. Your soldiers look around in awe. Where the gargoyles sat before, there now are statues of dragons of all the metallic persuasions just lining the courtyard. The sun seems to shine down on it a little brighter than it did before. In the center of the courtyard, where that statue was, as you guys look back, you can see, I'll say like, not every square in the courtyard, but like every other. There stands... Your first thought would be that that's some kind of golem, but it looks too lifelike is the word, I guess, to be a true construct. All of them standing like terracotta warrior style at attention around the statue, which has been both rebuilt and converted. And there he is. Where before, some kind of half-dragon, a statue of Delvin. Everybody reads in a plaque on the bottom in whatever language they consider to be their native language. Size doesn't matter, but hedge your bets. The inscription on his forgekin blade. Delvin himself lies in state at the foot of the statue, his arms crossed over his shoulders. He no longer is as enormous as he is, he just appears to be physically a regular, plain old-fashioned dwarf.
Grazak will say in Dwarvish, I never got the chance to tell him that I had finally mastered his tongue. Hear it now.
the sound of hammer on anvil again.
Oh, take that as yes. What
You're-
of silence?
Your soldiers come out. Yeah, everybody is pretty quiet. Soldiers come out to form the full arc here. They sit in silence and awe, surrounded by divine guardians to protect the final resting place of a mythic hero. Actually, on that note, it starts to rain as everybody comes out, and you guys can kind of see as the rain starts like it's contacting a solid surface above the chapel itself, as if a dome had come up over it. You look up and you see that like it's clearly a la the world wound, raining frozen locusts and eyeballs and all that grossness. When they contact some kind of barrier, they shimmer and then disappear.
Okay, so you cut out a little bit on my end from that.
Mm.
It's raining nasty stuff. It hits a barrier and it all goes away.
Thank you, Adam.
Oh. Dome barrier?
Yes, there's a dome-ish barrier over his internment.
Some kind of spellcraft check would, yeah, it's clear somebody has put up a magical ward to protect the site.
Okay.
That wasn't 5 minutes.
I whittle a little horse and set it on a grave.
Okay, and as you do so, it turns into, like, I'll say Plato's horse. I don't know if anybody understands exactly what that means, but, like, the perfect, 100% ideal, this is what a horse looks like. Sat down. Grazak, radiance kind of glows in your mouth a little bit, and your teeth feel a little bit funny.
A little tingly in my mouth hole.
A little tingly in your mouth hole as you, like, you notice it, and then the sword or staff for you aspect of radiance comes out into your hand. And for a second, it's a quarterstaff, and then it shimmers and shakes, and before your eyes, it turns into a forgekin blade in your hands.
Turns into a what?
A forgekin blade in your hands.
Sorry,
You're cutting out.
I'm
I didn't
cutting
hear
out
what
for
you said
everybody.
either.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. I thought I was just cutting out for Nick.
No.
We heard it came out and went into his hand and then stopped.
Yeah, you got the important
Right.
parts. You're good. You're so good.
Note the phrase crocodile tears.
The phrase crocodile tears means tears that aren't real.
Just
Yeah,
crocodiles
well,
don't cry.
These ones are real.
The blade also glows a much brighter shade than it used to before, as clearly by going out of your way, risking life and limb to reclaim this chapel, radiance is, I don't know. I don't want to say it's pleased because it's not sentient, but it's, by Apsu, you have done well. Also, it's no longer desecrated because Torog says so. But the sword is now a +2 weapon and can. You're gonna have to yell at Jason for the exact mechanical stats of what a Forgekin blade does. I forget, but it can also be a Forgekin blade in your hands.
Okay.
Proficient?
Yeah, he would be automatically proficient.
Ooh.
Just wanted to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
We could probably go back into the Can we go back into like his previous game rolls and see what he?
Certainly,
Would it
that would
die
also
for
cut
it?
it. Yeah, just remember it'd be a size category smaller.
Right. See what they were. If we can find it.
We've done every room, right?
There's one more room. Actually, also, one final thing. You'll have to talk to Jason for sure about this one, but I don't really have a good way to flavor it, but you guys have his gear. His actual literal sword, his spell book, anything that might have been crafted for him, things like that. You guys are possessed of it. And in addition, you find, I'll say it's in like a chest at the base of the statue, and sitting next to it is about the size of that big ol' fragment of wardstone that made you mythic. Except it doesn't glow. It's just kind of a blue color and it sits.
Go to pick it up, I guess.
And as you pick it up, you instinctively realize that one person, you are able to use this. You're not sure what it is, where it came from, but a person whom you deem worthy. And before we start thinking about Lan, I'll say that isn't an NPC. This will grant a mythic ascension.
Oh.
So once we have found a new player,
More or less. We don't have to figure out where this other mythic person came from. This will transfer Delvin's mythicness over.
Okay.
I came up with another pretty picture. I want to go farther. Before your very eyes, a second statue appears next to Delvin.
You're
Standing...
cutting out bad.
Poop on your cutting out. I'm cutting you out. Bad. Next to Delvin, a second statue. Delvin, his statue appears as a forgekin. This one, just a true dwarf standing next to him. A statue of...
Lorne.
Thank you. God, I couldn't think of his name. A statue of Milorn. His body is nowhere to be found, but... Nevertheless, the two, like, standing next to each other, though Delvin is much bigger, they are, like, built with the same feet apart, the same kind of stance, standing as equals.
Okay.
I will go ahead and expedite a little. There was one more room. There's nothing in the room except for more bodies for captives. That was the room that was locked.
Okay.
I will carve Milorn a squid.
Okay, random.
Carving a squid.
Well, yeah, because I don't know how to carve a dark mantle.
Oh! Much less random. Got it. And as you said...
I mean, I hope the horse wasn't also random.
No, I remember the horse. I remember the arm wrestling match from the first... Before Nick was with us. The arm wrestling match.
I'm gonna pull off one of my scales and alter.
Okay. The squid turns into a perfect carving of a squid. The scale kind of fuses with the altar.
The
I just kind of look at Tempe.
Does the altar get a chrome dip too?
Sure.
Yeah, I guess I'll do a scale as well.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I forgot you have like scaly reptile skin too.
I also forget that the Galeus are scalius. Yes. Scale pulled, scale inserted. The wind picks up a little bit.
I would offer a scale for my wings, but I can't be sure that they're going to be a scale.
Yeah. And then it's a feather.
Because butterfly wings like fall apart if you like touch them.
Also that.
This was bittersweet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I knew he would be leaving, but, like, what I will say is having Jason, like, come around and stuff and having him, like, in games and things has been really good for me personally because Jason and I, Jason saw me on one of my bad days really fast in Tales from the Greenwich Colonies. And he was one of the very first people I invited in about some of the things that, like, post-marriage Tommy were going on. And, like, he was really cool about it. He's in my, like, I know, cat. And he was in my inbox all the time, like, texting me, making sure I'm good, checking on me and stuff. And from that, like, he kind of... I don't know how many performers are in the audience, but sometimes you, like, when you're, like, because I used to be in a band. You go play a show and you don't know anybody who's there, and you've driven 5 hours, but you have a couple of friends in the crowd, and you feel a little less like it feels a little easier, I'll say. And Jason's presence in games has it has had that effect on me. And I'm very, very glad to have met him through the channel. Obviously, Jason, if you can ever come back to Wrath, we will retcon everything that just happened, and this will be a crappy little chapel once again. But until then, rip.
That wasn't made as the boss fight.
That was,
Cool.
yeah, it could have been, I had another plan. I'm sure some people know, but there is a fight later in Wrath of the Righteous that would have been really flavorful to be like, oh, it's Delvin actually, ho ho. But it was brought up to me that that would be bad for someone because reasons, and if someone is brave enough to go in the Discord, in the general chat and be like, hey, this would be bad, this is why, obviously I want to be at games where that will be respected. So
Okay.
instead, he has your final resting place here.
How to dealt?
You say that now.
I've been fed to people that there is no more scarring that can happen. You're just scarring scars.
I mean, that still is, as somebody who has also had some pretty bad GMs in his day, it definitely can continue to be bad. And if I can be one of the GMs that maybe doesn't facilitate the path to good, but does not cause further harm, that should be goal number 1 for me.
Well, sure, but
And when somebody jumps in my chat and says, hey, don't do this, here's why, that's kind of all I need to see.
I actually, it was starting to cut out a little bit again on that, but
Well, that's probably because my cat is pulling on cords right now.
I cannot find the weapon. So I see that he was rolling, not to undercut, but I saw that he was rolling a 2d6, it looked like, for the weapon.
So a D8 then.
Okay. Oh, wait. So is it still a one-handed weapon, or would it be two-handed?
It would be probably 1.5,
So either.
like a longsword.
Yeah.
Either.
Yeah.
Neither. Neither. Let's call the whole thing off.
So that it was the lard with the bigger size, and I could use it as a two-handed weapon?
No.
Good try.
It is a forgekin blade appropriate for your size. Indeed. Good try.
It's always really fun when you get handed a large longsword and you're like, why would I ever... Wait a minute, it's a great sword.
You could, but then there'd be a minus hit to hit.
If you were to take Delvin's literal large longsword.
To be entire, I guess to buy things like a falchion is technically a two-handed weapon, but it's only a 2d4.
I mean, that's an
You're
entirely
less
different,
likely to roll a 1, but
entirely
it's
different
still-
meta question that's come up, basically.
Okay, maybe a little bit.
Yeah. We're talking about weapons that were made for balance for a game that's 30 years old.
Yep.
In any case,
Wow.
dungeon is cleared. If it's cool with you guys, this would be where I would like to knock off for today. Oh, it is. Actually, it is 4:59. So fair enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's 5 o'clock.
It's even that time. Anybody final
We
anything they
cleared
want
a
to do?
dungeon. Have we leveled, or is that going to be a little bit later?
I think you guys have a little farther to go, I think. Let me double check the advancement path of the app really quickly. Doing a scroll, big ol' scroll. Here's a scroll. The PC should be 7th level. Not quite. Soon.
Okay.
But until then, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and we will see you in a couple of weeks. Say bye, guys.
Adios.
See ya.